Hey folks, StrategicWolf here, and welcome back to another Gwent deck guide, kind of. Not really. It's more of a pointing out an issue, which I'm sure is an issue that a lot of you have. And yes, my face is floating right now beside this dude, the Viper Witcher Mentor. Now this card is busted. Absolutely busted. Now I was talking to a few people in the comments of my crowd control video, shout out to Daniel and Dom. They were saying that this card is just stupid. And yeah, I agree it is, and I'm sure that they and I are not the only people who think that. Now what's wrong with this card? This card, I'll tell you, this card is a bronze card that has a gold card ability. And I was saying in the comments that, like, let's say that you're playing, let's say I was playing crowd control, playing Northern Realms control, it's Siege, Falibor, Philip Blind Fury. Let's say I missed my Siege. I never drew Siege, and Siege was still in my deck in round 3. You already feel bad enough. You think, oh, I missed, like you're not going to cry about it, it's only a game. But you feel a little bit of disappointment, like, oh, I never drew Siege. Because one of your best cards, it's like your top provisions. What's Siege? 14 provisions? 13? 14 I think it is? Like you're like, oh well. But this guy, the Viper Witcher Mentor, just rubs salt in the wound. Because not only do you miss one of your best cards, your opponent then benefits from it. Because in Adrenaline 3, this guy sets his power to match the provision cost of the highest cost card in your deck. Which in that case would be my Siege. Like, that's just mental. Absolutely mental. And I see it in the comments. It punishes you. This card punishes you for missing your best cards, or one of your best cards. And your opponent can benefit from it a total of 4 times. When I said that, I thought about, because it's Adrenaline 3, so if you have 4 cards in your hand, you play your 4th last card, the Adrenaline 3 triggers. But actually, when I built this deck to make this video, to make my point, I realised it's actually more than 4 times. I was thinking of 4 times because of the Adrenaline 3. But actually, and I'll just show you the list. I'll come back and talk about this card more in a second. Let me show you the list first. Here's the list. I can get 9 mentors from this because it's a bronze card. Now let me just quickly explain how. This is not a deck I want to play. This is a deck, I'm going to play one game with this in a moment, just to see how we do and see how many we can actually get, just to prove my point. Okay? But we can play, obviously 2 from hand, because it's a bronze card. Artorias can get us another one, because it's a bronze unit, and Artorias makes a bronze unit. Okay. We can use Operator to spawn and summon copies of it. So spawn and summon a copy on the opponent's side, and then play Duchess Informants to get more copies of it. Brathens gets us another Duchess Informant. Coup de Grace can target it. It's on the other side. Gorthor Gaved gets another Viper Witcher Mentor. And also, once we kill the one the Operator spawns on the opposite side with Coup de Grace, in then round 2 or round 3, we can use Experimental Remedy to play it from their graveyard, because it's a bronze card. That's a big issue, because it's a bronze card. So actually right now, in this list, I can get 9 Mentors, possibly. Okay? Because we have 2 from hand. Artorias gets us another one, that's 3. 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, and then the Experimental Remedy is 9. Possibly 9 Mentors, that's crazy. And thinking about it, you could actually trigger them all at Adrenaline 3. Because you could play Summon round 1, Summon round 2, and Summon round 3. Okay, but that's the list, folks. We can get possibly 9 Mentors with this list. Okay, it's just an Enslave list. It's Enslave at 5, that's not really important. Just want the extra provisions to put in some stuff, because I need Heatwave, because if I Operator and then they play a Defender, I couldn't target the Mentor with the Duchess Informants. I'm guessing. No, I couldn't, because Defender would be blocking. So that's why I've got Heatwave in this. So we might need Heatwave if they defend or something. But we could possibly get 9 with this, which is just mental. And let me go back to this card, and just talk a little bit more about it before we actually play a game. Now my problem with this card is, as I said, it's a bronze card with gold card ability. If this was a gold card, with this the way it is, I wouldn't mind so much. Adrenaline 2 or 3, I wouldn't mind, because you only have one of them. But this is a bronze card. Okay, now I don't think they're going to ever change a bronze card to a gold card. I don't think that's going to happen. So this needs to be fixed. It was Adrenaline 2, but even at that, Adrenaline 2 is just far too strong. I think that this, personally, I think this should not have any Adrenaline effect at all. This should just be taken out. It should just be the deploy. Set the power of this card to match the vision cost of the top card in your opponent's deck, and that's it. That should be it. That's my opinion. Now, I could be completely wrong. Feel free to tell me in the comments. I could be just talking out of my ass. Let me know, okay? But that's what I personally think. Because then you'd have to use your Gurthur Kaved to put something good on top. You'd have to play Coded Weapons to put something good on top. So say it's round 3 and your opponent plays, let's say, Philippa Blind Fury at 1 power. You could use Coded Weapons to put her back on top, then play this card. Or, if your opponent has played their scenario in round 1 or round 2, you can use your Gurthur Kaved, your location, Viper Witcher location. I'm just saying that, Viper Witcher location, in case I'm butchering the name, you haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. Gurthur Kaved. Location card to put their scenario back on top. It could be risky because they could have Roderick of Duntine, they could have Naglfar, they could have Simply Oneiromancer, you could then play their scenario, but that's the point. The risk should match the reward. If this was your last play, they couldn't actually benefit from playing their scenario, so you put their scenario back on top, play this as your last card. I would be okay with that. I'm going to try and maybe do that, hopefully, in this game I'm going to play in a moment. See if I can show you that. Put something cool back on top. That'll be fine. I think that's what this card needs. It should be put simply to deploy. I personally think. I don't know. But anyway, let's jump into a game. We have possibly 9 mentors to get here. And we're going to get quite a lot of them at Adrenaline 3, I think. Hopefully. We'll see. But this is going to be just busted. Like, there's no strategy to this. Apart from setting up Operator, there's no strategy to playing this card. You just play it. Just play it. Play it and see what happens. Like, even if their top deck is pretty decent, just boosting for, 7 or 8 before it even hits Adrenaline 3, that's crazy enough. So, yeah. It needs fixed. This card needs fixed. It needs fixed ASAP. I hope it gets fixed at the start of the next season. I don't think there's a patch, but there could be a half fix, hopefully. I hope this gets fixed, because right now this is really unhealthy for the game. And hopefully, I can now play a game that hopefully shows how unhealthy this actually is. If you agree with me, do give me a like, do tell me, let me know in the comments what you think about this card. If you think I'm just talking rubbish and you think this card is fine, do let me know as well. And as always, folks, please do subscribe for more Gwent content in the future. Now let's jump into a game and see how many Viper Witcher mentors we can actually get, and see what we're up against, and see if we can win, see how easily we win, and see if we actually have any strategy at all, or do we just keep playing Viper Witcher mentors. But yeah, this card is busted. Like, I can possibly get 9 in this list. Possibly. Busted. Right, let's see how we do. Alright, shield wall. Okay. We could get some good targets with this. We could get, like, Ensays, for example. Right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in theory. 6, but want that for later. Operator. Okay, we actually need the guy in hand though. Which we don't have. But we'll do some thinning, and then we'll get out Roach. Roach will thin with the Helga, and thin out the Brigade with the Mano. It'll be grand. Wonder what this is for. What is this guy doing? Oh, finally. Finally we see something.
Clever maneuver.
Attorney Joyce would have done it actually. Interesting. Just take that off him. Just like this is just like this is like for not for a laugh. Well, it is for no. It's kind of for a laugh at how ridiculous this is, but it's also just to prove my point. I'm just doing one game with this to see, you know, how many I get. At the moment, if we get one in hand, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have 6, 7, 8, and we'll have the one in hand is 9. So actually, would get all 9. 10. Is that right? Yeah. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, wait, 9. Yeah, 9. 9. Yeah, 9. Queen Adalia for something for a marine.
Scrub this, scrub that. For sake, I'm sick of these chores. Very glad.
Like obviously, I know I just bet my leader here, but look how much I've swung this already. But this is just for the lols, basically. I wish I had one in hand, but I can always spend Gorthric of Ed anyway. I have to be careful here because he could have
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Helga would probably earn us the pass anyway, so which means we get a full hand with which we could set stuff up. But even just going top deck, like unless their top deck is a bronze, like even going top deck with the Viper Mentor is just crazy enough. Like how is this possible? Like I have a possible 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the coup, 6, 7, 8, 9. Am I counting this right or am I counting this wrong?
Aye, aye, sir. Fine.
Suppose you could use coup the first time. And use the first thing of coup this time.
Quiet on the shore! Bows raised!
That's bound to get us the pass here. It's bound to. If not, I'll just go top deck here with the location. See what we get. They could even use location to put Adalia back on top at 10. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, this is just busted. I know I haven't got a single one yet, but we will. Like, it's just busted. Gonna keep the heat wave because the defender messes up the operator, you see, because you can't then target them with touches informant. So keep the heat wave. Shield wall, we could see Donimir. I need a gentleman in hand. I have a gentleman in hand. Very good. What else we have gold card wise? Oneiromancy and Artorius. So yeah, it's pretty good, I think. I think this is a pushing hand. Wouldn't you say? Yeah, I'm just gonna do the operator thing. Yeah. Just do operator on the mentor. So then we get 1, 2, 3, 4 from this dude. 4. Then 5. And then 6, 7, 8. And 9. Yes, 9. I am counting it correctly. 9. Because that's for later. So this dude, this little dude goes in their graveyard. to be experimental remedied later. We'll try one to see what his top deck is. I suppose I could try with the StrategicWolf Red, I guess. See what their top deck is. And then we could put a Dahlia back on top, you know, in all seriousness. To get 10, 10, 10, and just 2-0 this guy. I mean, like, if we 2-0 shield wall here, this will just prove my point so well that this is busted as a bronze with this ability. Let's test it with StrategicWolf Red. Let's test the top deck. Okay, that's okay. Terrible top deck. So he has a 4 provision card, probably another Radovid Royal Guard, probably. Or a Carrick Marine on his top deck. So we're going to put a Dahlia on top and then play loads of these. And we can end up getting another one. I'll actually play the Oneiromancy from Roderick to secure it for later to play to get whatever we want. Right, let's start. Let's just mess up his thing as well. Oh, I did too early. I forgot to put thingy on top. Oh, that was silly of me. Whoopsies. Oh well. That's not important anyway. A misplay is good because it'll just show that it's okay. I'll put a Dahlia back on top in a moment. We'll be in no time to hit Adrenaline 4 anyway, so it does not matter. Like, if this wasn't a 4, if this was like a 7 or an 8, I would not put a Dahlia back on top because they end up then getting it round 3, you know. But it's probably a Radovid Royal Guard or a Carrick Marine on top, which is sad at the moment. But his frigate is completely messed up with Informant, so that's going to lose a lot of value. He has all of his leader charges, so you can Prince Sensei as one of these tall boys.
To arms!
Now let's put a Dahlia back on top and do this properly. Let's put the Brathens out this time.
Your name, young man, demands you be cursed into an
Just to get the actual... I'm actually going to play this kind of properly to get the like extra assimilate procs kind of. But look at that. Look at like 17 to 30. Like this, that. Yes, we used location. Like, that's what I actually mean. Like if this card was just the deploy ability, there was no adrenaline ability, no set power to match the highest provision cost. If it was just match the provision cost of the top deck or top card in their deck, then using StrategicWolf Red like I just did, I'd be okay with that. I'd also be okay with playing coated weapons to put something on top. Like coated weapons to put a Dahlia. Dahlia is what, 3 strength? So coated weapons to put a Dahlia back on top. I'd be okay with that. But this adrenaline is just, oh, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Dark clouds gather over Temeria.
So we're not going to get the amphibious assault now at 13, which he probably is like fair enough. He's playing around it, which is fair enough. Visigoda.
Sometimes the price is too dear.
He's trying to protect this. He's going to heat wave the Visigoda just actually for the moment. He's going to heat wave it. Just, you know, it actually helps hit Adrenaline 3 now quicker as well. So the other 4p must have been, well, it could be a Tridem actually. So the thing on top must be a Tridem or a Radovid Royal Guard. One or the other. Let's mess this up again, just to be mean.
Strike first and strike hard.
So when he has a 10 left, so a Dahlia or something else like a Dahlia. Even if he boosts this up with like a leader charge, because it's just got the spying status. Coup de grace hits it anyway, which he should know. I have this because I used it in round 1. But look at this, like look how, look, 33 to 40. Like, gonna use this first. For the Oneromancy to get Artorias. Just in case I didn't happen to miss. No, we don't miss him. Because if we missed him and got the brigade, you could use this. Use this. Okay, put this one here.
Monsters! No, a goat will suffice for now.
Then we can use the coup de grace on this one. There's Selkirk with a shield. No, not with the shield, just with that. And with the 2 shields.
Focus on the movements. Quiet the noise in your head.
We have one more. So 66. We're going to finish up on 66. Might win us the game, might not. But look at how many we have. Like, this is like, this being a bronze and being this good is just not fair. It's not healthy for the game. It's just not.
One day I'll return, but you'll not live to greet me.
I'm just gonna go for it because, like,
Your blade is just an extension of your will.
a boiling oil. He just about prevents himself from being too old. Just. Like, I didn't do anything. I just played Viper Witchers, Viper Mentors all the time. Like, there's no strategy to what I'm doing. Yes, I set up the operator thing, but apart from that, there's nothing. Look, we just get another one. And this. Like, so it's definitely double duel. We saw a double duel. Could be triple duels. There's a Goda's in there as well. Like, if we beat this with this nonsense, it just shows how OP this card is. Actually kept the Adalia, actually.
Destiny is unswerving. Cheated. It will not be.
Ship ahoy!
We actually have a lock target as well, if you didn't use it. Oh my goodness. We know he has another one though. And he possibly has Prince Sensei's, possibly. So yeah, like, giving him this back was risky. But I like that. Like, that was to prove a point. Like, if that was how you should use this card, use your location to put something back on top. It's risky, yes, but like, that's like, you know, you have to risk it for the reward, you know what I mean? Like, if this did not have any adrenaline ability, just had the deploy ability,
Left, right,
I'd be happy with it.
left, right.
Very happy with it. So we're just going to go with this dude here.
Strike back. Leave it no chance to react.
He still has a 10 in his deck. Is that Prince Sensei's? And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to use our experimental remedy. So actually we got 9 mentors in this game. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mentors. Wait, what? Hold on, what? Oh yeah, one of them was operator. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 in the deck. So it's 7, 8, 9. Because experimental remedy to play the 1 in his graveyard. Where is he? There. Like, this is nuts. This is nuts.
Strike first and strike hard.
Yes, it was close. It was quite close against shield wall duels, Visigoda and stuff. But it's still nuts. GG's, my friend. Sorry, I'm just using this to try out something to make a point. But yeah, like, look at that. That is just mental. Absolutely mental. 9 mentors. It's just... what? Well, what do you say? There you go, folks. We actually got 9 of them. in that game against Shield Wall. We beat Shield Wall pretty close, but pretty handily. We didn't have any real strategy whatsoever at all. I think it was triple shield, like triple duels, because he played a Dahlia again. We give a Dahlia back to him. He played a Dahlia in round 3, so he must have missed Prince Sensei's. So obviously, if he didn't miss Prince Sensei's, we wouldn't have won that. But that's my point about this card. Like, he must have missed Prince Sensei's. And I love Prince Sensei's. Prince Sensei's is a fantastic card. So he's probably thought a little bit, oh, missed Prince Sensei's. Then I benefited from that fact twice. That just proved my point about this card. It's not good for the game. It's not healthy. That guy probably missed Prince. It's definitely a 10 provision. We saw a Queen of Dahlia the second time. So it must have been Ensei's. We will assume it was Ensei's. We'll assume it was triple duels. We'll assume it was Ensei's. He's bound to have felt bad enough about missing Ensei's. He's bound to feel terrible that I benefited from it twice. And a big shout out to that guy. I apologise to that guy. Or girl. But I just played that game to prove my point. This card needs to be fixed. And actually, we would have 2-0'd this guy. Like, I forgot to click Gorthra Graved the first time it was active and put a Dahlia on top. What did we lose the second round to? Was it 54 to 52 or something like that there? Something really close. He had a Boiling Oil as his last card in round 2. We would, if I had not misplayed and actually activated Gorthra Graved straight away and put a Dahlia back on top, we would have won that. We would have 2-0'd triple duel Shield Wall with this, because of this guy. And there's no strategy to playing this card. Just like I just played this guy. Like, yes, I put a Dahlia back on top, but that was to show you. That's what I mean about the deploy. You should have to put something back on, and it showed the guy got Queen of Dahlia again in round 3 and played her again. So that's where the risk should match the reward. And I like we benefited from her being on top. We got 10 power mentors, but then he got a Dahlia again in round 3, so he got a second Dahlia. That's why I think this should just be deploy. Like, the risk should match the reward. But we would have 2-0'd that guy, only I misplayed with the Gorthra Graved. Like, it just shows you how strong this card is. Like, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But there you have it. We actually got all 9. Actually, it wasn't that hard to get all 9. I thought it'd been a lot trickier, but there you go. But yeah. And I know I played a lot of them in round 2 there, but like, that just proves I didn't even play it perfectly. Like, you actually played this strategically, and actually played like 3 of these at the end of round 1, 3 at the end of round 2, and 3 at the end of round 3, you'd be unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable. Like, a lot of those guys weren't even at Adrenaline 3, they were just doing top deck. And that's why I put, to show you what I mean about the deploy thing and being strategic, I put something good back on top, put a Dahlia back on top. To show how this should just be deploy. And have that risk and have that strategicness to it. Because that's the way Gwent should be, I think. Because I remember playing Gwent on PS4 at the very start, and it was like, oh, they played that card. Oh, I'll play this card. Oh, they played that card. Okay, well, I'll play this card. That's the way it should be. It's a card game. It should be strategic. There should be thought to it, not just play a card. Keep playing the same card. That's what I just did. I just kept playing Viper Witcher Mentor. Yes, I made a heat wave to Visigoda, which would probably would have made a bit of a difference, but you know, still. Please fix. Please fix. Well, let's stop talking about the Viper Witcher Mentor, because we're only going to get headaches. But anyway, and bad moods, be grumpy. But anyway, hope this card gets fixed soon. Please do comment, as I said before, and if you agree with me and you appreciate me pointing this out and voicing this, then do give me a like, please. And also do subscribe for future Gwent content, folks. And of course, comment either way if you think this card is fine the way it is, or should just be put back to Adrenaline 2 and then it'll be fine. Do comment and let me know. But I think this should just be deploy. I personally do think that. And it should be then strategic, like you use Gorthra Graved, use coded weapons to put something good back on top. The risk should match the reward, is what I believe. But yeah, folks, yeah, so please do like, feel free to comment, and also do subscribe for future Gwent content. And thank you for watching my video. And I hope that maybe this has helped to voice your opinion a little bit as well, because not everybody has a YouTube channel now. Obviously my YouTube channel is not massive, it's just starting out, but at least I can voice my opinion to the public. Some of you can't. Okay? But yeah, thank you for watching. Until next time, take care of yourselves, folks, and don't let the Viper Witcher mentor get you down. Just have fun, play the game, enjoy, play whatever it is you're playing, and have fun, folks, okay? Just have fun. Till next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again real soon.